welcome back. So, we're fighting Pontiff Sulyvahn. Had pretty good attempts against him yesterday. Was at it for around about an hour and a bit. Just learning his moveset. Certainly the most challenging fight yet in the game, but I definitely think that it's going to be possible. So we came up with a list of rules. First rule is punish the second red swing. Next, don't punish any of his blue attacks. Next, punish that twice. And when he's idling like this, we can punish. Okay. That big overhead slam still haven't quite worked out how to properly notice it. It is a one-shot too, which is a bit unfortunate. Yeah. So those are the rules that will be going off. I think what we're going to try and do is, for the first phase at least, in terms of what we want to learn, it's two things. We want to focus on being able to identify the big slam. That'll be a real game changer. A lot of the deaths come down to that. And we also sort of want to learn a bit more about his big combo. So yeah, punishing a blue attack there, not great. I also don't really like punishing his swirl. And I don't normally like punishing his thrust either, because he has a follow-up to that. Don't love this position. Damn. Yeah, so just being pulled to the left there a little bit isn't great. Didn't have the best run of yeah, just breaking a rule and getting out of pace with the fight. So it'll take a bit to getting used to, I think. Yeah, we'll sort him out, and once we get to the second phase, his shade seems to take a considerable amount more damage. So my plan is to do as much damage to him initially, the shade. I don't really want to back way too far because it's useless. They don't really chase after you properly. I'm gonna have to close the distance a little bit and figure out a way to bully the shade a little bit. So once again, breaking a rule there, but kind of getting rewarded for it. Okay, so I think that's the tell for the that's what I've been waiting for. That's the tell for the combo. He's gonna raise both of his swords up. So we'll see if we can call it when that happens again, and then we'll start playing around with ideas to get out of there. That'll really depend on my position. I think dodging backwards and then running away is going to be good if I'm in front of him. If I'm to the side, sprinting behind him I think is going to work. The reason why I think I know that is because at the start of the fight we were triggering the combo, but we were consistently behind him for whatever reason. So I don't like punishing that. I also don't like punishing the stagger. You lose a lot of time getting close to him. So he's going to put his hand up directly in the air when he does his big overhead swing. Don't want to punish that. Yeah. Okay, so we'll back out of here. Heal up. Okay. Unfortunate. It's looking like that he's mirroring, the shade is mirroring the main guy. It's going to be really difficult, I think, to figure out this little interaction because I just don't have any health. There's going to be no forgiveness. So what I'm thinking is when I get to the second phase, after my initial hits, which, you know, I did okay there. I think I did more damage to the main boss than I did the shade. But what can you do? I did stagger the shade. He seemed to stagger quite significantly. But is just keeping a mid-distance and looking for opportunities. I think that's probably going to be the play. Especially if both of them's attacking. I've really got to keep distance, I think. Okay, yeah, so that was the combo. Oh, got me. Yeah, and we did pick it up again. We saw that he raised his hands over his head. So yeah, we'll keep playing around with figuring that out. It does have a wind up. I think I'm convinced I have time to get out of there. But yeah, it is hard. Because it's not just a roll spam that you can do to avoid it. Each of the attacks requires a different timing for the roll. And you'll just deplete all your stamina before the end of the attack sequence if you try and roll spam. And you'll probably end up getting hit at least once during the combo anyway, before the end. Which is certain death. Bit lucky there. Also lucky there. That was lucky. Good to know that you can actually, with sprinting, strafe. Okay, that's his combo. Damn. And blast. That's unfortunate. Yeah. I'm not used to having to dodge his big thrust attack. I think that'll be a real danger after his combo. He favors that attack. And I'm really not good at judging the big thrust attack from a distance. And he really likes to follow it up. That's why I don't punish it. So it's a tough one. I think that if I can get out of the combo, if I can recognize the combo like I did then, probably too many rolls, but I'll probably just keep running away. And it'll be a case of figuring out when the combo ends reliably. I think you can distance him out of the combo though. He ended on an attack there that I feel as though he doesn't normally end on. Really kind of nasty here. Not liking this attempt. Yeah, definitely deserved that. Just kind of played bad. Do enjoy how punishing these fights are when you're doing the soul level 1. It does mean that you have to develop a little bit more of a respect for the moveset. One thing that's a little bit unfortunate in this fight is my DPS. He's the tankiest enemy I've fought so far by a long shot. Yeah, I think we've got some good rules. I was quite close to him after his... Okay, yeah. That's what I get for trying to punish the blue attacks. Took a while to get used to yesterday. I think it's just going to be a, your intuition tells you to attack, but you just need to get into the... You just need to sort of shake your intuition up to start following those rules. And it's just going to take a bit to do that, I think. Yeah. Definitely feel as though the losses we're taking here, I'm not confused by. As they happen, I'm definitely able to call it before they happen, like I can call my mistakes as I'm making them. It's just going to be a case of shaking the intuition to attack at the wrong time. Yeah. Still not able to call that well. It's quite challenging. That was actually one of the challenges I found with Manus in Soul Level 1. In fact, I think that's the biggest challenge in Soul Level 1 Manus, is calling the right timing for his big overhead slam. I think Manus is harder though, because if you roll twice, you're dead. You cannot roll twice. This one, you can. It's much slower. There's quite a few frames slower. But I think I know the animation for the red slam. He moves his big sword up directly vertical. It's much easier to avoid his big thrusts when you're quite close to him. Yep. So there, you know, it's just sort of a fact of the fight is that we do often get pushed into the side of the arena, and it's really awkward, and it can mess up your visibility of the fight. That was a shame. That was a pretty good, pretty good run there, before he got mashed up against the wall. And I think that, yeah, I think next time I'm in that situation, I will sprint away, and just create a big distance, like what I would call a long distance, and just deal with it from there. If he does his big thrust attack, I'm thinking I'll have plenty of time to move out of it. Punishing that, I need to not do that. Yeah, I got rewarded for playing bad there. Shit. That was really dumb. Had a bit of a heal timing there as well. But yeah, you know, I think that it's coming together a little bit more. One thing that I'm kind of throwing into the fold is just a little bit more aggressively getting closer to him. Just consciously just keeping my movements towards him, and I think it's helping quite a lot. There is an audio cue to his big overhead slam, but yeah, I don't know the timing on it. I don't know if he starts with the audio cue. Some of his red sword slashes are incredibly devastating if you don't time it right, if you're in front of it. Beat him down. Thought I had a bit of time, his back was turned to me, but nope. Kind of forget where I got punished there, but I suspect I deserved it. I'll have to take note. I have to just be more vigilant about taking note about where I take the hit. The other option too is to not bother healing and just play the fight normally. He closes the gap really fast, so moving away, trying to rely on distance to heal maybe isn't so great. He does kind of feel a little bit like Fume Knight. He sort of knows when you're healing as well. So we can test that theory now. Ah. Yeah, I definitely did the wrong thing. The combo and the overhead slam, they feel really similar in their wind-up. There will be the subtle difference that you know, without being able to recall on visual memory specifically, but I guarantee that the difference is, for the combo, he raises both swords. For the overhead slam, it's just a red sword. And there I suspected, I tried to call the overhead slam and I began circle strafing. When in reality, the play is to move away. I also got punished in that fight for being a bit too late with punishing his idle stance. Shit. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Slowly getting better again at not breaking that rule, but I'm just stupid. Don't punish the blue attacks ever. Just don't. And the only time you actually can is when he does his big thrust and you're directly behind him, because his follow-up sweep won't hit you. But even then, it's one hit, it doesn't matter. It's too greedy. I'd think I'd much rather forgo the, you know, maybe 1 or 2 times a phase where that's an opportunity, just to survive. Stupid attack. Yeah, I just cannot for the life of me dodge that when I'm too far away from him. We're not going to focus on that. I think what we're going to focus on is try and do 2 things. Try and recognize the overhead slam and try and recognize the combo. I think they're the 2 things that are going to be most important to figure out. the big blue thrust thing doesn't kill us as often as those. And it's also not a one-shot either, so there's a chance you can survive it. I am starting to think that the trick for the overhead slam is to actually cop the fact that I'm not going to be able to recognize the wind-up. And just delay my dodge on the second one. I feel as though I probably was robbed there. Usually I can always attack after the first swing. But yeah, just one of those bad situations. If it becomes a problem, I'll stop doing that. So what happens basically in terms of that particular sequence there, he'll do one swing with the red sword. I'll get behind, hit him, and he'll do his second swing and it's pretty safe. And if after I hit him, it's safe, if after I hit him, he decides to follow up with another third red swing, I have been punishing it. But twice now today, I think it's killed me doing that. Very lucky there, but then sent me back to the Shadow Realm where I deserved, to be honest with you. That was pitiful. That was just playing bad. Timings of everything's off. He's certainly a pretty brilliant moveset. I think that if you look at Dark Souls 2, you have Fume Knight. Now, Fume Knight is a really fun fight, but I think that his moveset is a little bit easier to work out in Phase 1 at least. Phase 2 there are tricks as well. You do have Smelter Demon, but I think that Smelter Demon, especially at Soul Level 1, where you don't have the iframes, you don't have the roll distance, can be a little unfair. Okay. So I guess that answers the question of what happens if we run right away from him. He does his first attack. Which, I don't know. I don't know if that caught me as I was healing. I think it did. Yeah, just another scuffed attempt, really. Which bad. But yeah, as I was saying, you know, I think this fight is better than Fume Knight, better designed and more enjoyable. And that was a great fight. Blue Smelter Demon, I think, is harder than this at Soul Level 1, but I think it's harder because it's a little bit unfair. Ooh, yeah, the depth perception there. Sometimes I think he's pointing the other way. So I'm close enough. Close the distance. Close the distance again. Shit. Okay. Huh. Sent straight back to the Shadow Realm. I think what I'm doing wrong there is I'm trying to get a hit as see, he plunges himself into the ground. I'm trying to get a hit, I'm backing away, and then I'm backing back up. I'm moving back up after the AoE. I think I need to let him come back up, let the AoE burn out, then close the distance. And I think I should be able to get, 3 or 4 good hits on the shade. And I won't have to heal. I won't be so weak. Yeah. But that felt like a really good attempt. Not perfect, but that was really bad. I should not have done that. Okay, back away. I won't fuck with this. Wow. Okay, well that I think was better. That worked better. Tense fight. Managed to survive the combo. Once again, failed to recognize it. Until it was too late. But what I did for that is I made a conscious decision to try and roll into him as much as possible. And I think you're just given a little bit of reprise. Some of the attacks don't want to deal with you if you're behind him, I think. So instead of rolling backwards every time. I haven't been hit through that fog wall yet, but I know you can be in this game. This is really annoying. That's got to be the worst place for him. The worst. Yeah, okay. So that was annoying, being in front of him for too long. It's a completely different sort of moveset you got to learn, and prefer to be to his, like, next to him, to his left. Yeah, just him ending up in that exact spot is really just shitty. Not great. I think whenever I've had to pull him away from a bad spot, I've been really punished hard for it, which is frustrating. And then if we look at, so we're comparing this fight to others, we look at Artorias. I think that Pontiff is better. I think if you fight Gwyn without parrying, this would come, like, this would be pretty similar. Maybe this is a bit harder. Pretty nice up until the end there. A bit more dynamic. He was doing some things that were a little bit different, you know, some single swings, but, you know, following the rules I think helps you with that weird stuff as well. You can always punish the first red attack. Yeah, it's not too bad. Okay. It is very similar to Gwyn. His first attack is pretty identical. And he tends to favor it. He has a big thrust attack. I think Gwyn's main, like, sweeping attacks, like close range sweeping attacks, are difficult. Okay. Yeah. Just wasn't feeling it that time. So yeah, that second phase is going to be interesting. I haven't been hit by one of those magic attacks yet, but it's a one-shot, so that's good to know. I did roll across it and not through it. The camera is going to be very interesting to manage. With the second phase, I'm kind of thinking that I shouldn't be using the camera until I actually go in for an attack. So using my attack timing there to heal. Close the distance. Close the distance again, but this is a shit place to fight him. Quickly heal. He seemed to teleport. That's frustrating. Okay. Okay. But interesting. I think that what I need to do is, it's going to be tough. It's going to be difficult, but I need to it looks like he's mirroring. The shade will do one thing and then he'll do another. I need to dodge the shade, dodge the other, and try and punish the shade. I tried to do that there, but he teleported, which is annoying. I'm wondering if I can be quite aggressive against the shade. I really want to test out its stagger. Don't know if I picked up a stone ring type thing, but that would be interesting. I'll have to have a check. Just looking for a attack timing to do the heal. Caught by his big swing. Classic. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start vocalizing big swing after my first roll, and that'll give me a cue, hopefully, to get out of there. To delay the second dodge a bit. Yeah, I think that's, if I ever need to heal, that's going to be the play. Just play it normally, wait for a typical attack timing, and then use that as an opportunity to heal. That's going to be our strategy there. Gassing out there is a bit nasty. Couldn't tell you what was happening there. Bit odd. Okay. So I didn't call it, but, you know, worked out. Camera pulled me in a way I didn't like. Damn. I was sprinting. Okay. Okay, that's a bit annoying. Alright. Still a bit very chaotic. I spent most of that looking for healing timings, which isn't great. Not a great way to learn a fight. Yeah, so didn't really get much of a good look. I also think that I was locked on. I don't know. That could be a bit of a mistake though. I did not like whatever the fuck that R2 was though. Not keen to repeat that. Not going to do that again. I'm going to have to investigate that a little bit. Yeah, so there's another instance of me getting punished for... yeah, I think I know what happened there. I wasn't actually behind him, I was a bit too far to his right. And I copped the follow-up red swing at the tail end. And, yeah, so that's fair enough. I think punishing the... punishing that is going to come down to just feeling on that position. And that was an example of a bad position. Be keen to know how many tries it's actually taken. I suspect this is going to flatten some of my previous boss attempt records. I hate being in front of that attack. That's okay. I think one really good comparison for this boss would be SL1. Pontiff is harder, I would say. I think that his move set is harder at least. Alone is interesting because his health bar is absolutely catastrophically huge, and his damage is also huge. But both of these have attacks that one-shot you. The floor, the arena, is fairly similar. And the other thing is too, Alone is one of those bosses where you take a bit of time to learn the moveset, you don't seem to be making any progress. But then all of a sudden you do. Once you figure them out. Okay, we'll close the gap. Don't like being too far away from him. That was really lucky. Okay. This is a bit of a mistake, I'd say, resonating up at this stage. Damn. I think I got a bit unlucky there. He started off with a really aggro attack. The other thing is too, I think 4 hits is a bit greedy. And the resin, no. Not until I figure it out either. I'm not going to Ember for this fight. I think it's going to give me a little bit too much safety net, which I don't like. And I'll end up winning on an attempt where I think I don't deserve it, or I won't deserve it. I think I've spent a long time trying to figure out this fight, and to win off the back of inflated health would be not great. Okay. Fuck's sake. I'm definitely, you know, in a regular playthrough I probably wouldn't be so mad, but I'm not happy that they gave this guy a second gank phase. I don't mind the fact that it's not like a regular gank fight where they just both act independently. I actually think that if they were with the same level of aggro as the first phase, that would be pretty intense. Really elite strat would be to lock onto the shade, dance out his moves, and then lock onto this guy. We did see his combo there. I don't know if I'll try that. God damn it. Jesus. Intense. I think I kind of did like that though. I did like closing the gap on the shade, even though I don't think I actually got a hit off. Felt better. And the main guy seems to be completely placid if the shade hasn't yet attacked. So yeah. We also did get a good combo pick. Would appreciate it if you stopped doing this bullshit attack. Okay. Not a bad attempt though. Didn't take a hit until the end there. I definitely think that taking 3 hits at the start of the second phase is decent as well. But yeah, positioning in this fight is huge. I really don't. It just makes me do weird stuff and hesitate whenever we're close to the walls. I don't like it. Damn. But yeah, the most immediate goal now, I think, will be to kill the second shade. Figure a way to do that. Decided not to go for a second swing there, I was out of stamina. I think a lot of my deaths are happening when he's up against these stupid walls. It's really annoying, actually. It's actually quite frustrating. I'm not convinced that simply moving away is the answer though. I think that has just a higher death rate than sticking close to him. Potentially, I just need to be a little bit less trigger happy when he's up against the wall and just focus on maintaining the fight. Eventually he'll pull himself off with his thrust attack. I suspect that they decided to put the recall there to make this gimmick make more sense. But that is just not nice. It just happens way too fast. So the solution to this is eluding me so far. The one thing I haven't considered is just to fight it out with the main Pontiff while the Shade's still alive. Oh. I don't think being right up close is the solution. It's just so difficult to figure out what's going on when they're standing right next to each other. I think it's going to be a matter of figuring out being a middle distance to him and working out which one to punish. So I don't think I can punish the Shade immediately after it attacks. Damn. Yeah, that's happened before. Didn't expect to get hit there, but I just think I'm gonna drop that. I think I'm just not gonna... I'll never go through for... Well, say never. I will try not to go for a second punish if he decides to do a third swing. Or if he's looking like he's going to. Potentially if I dodge it first, then I think it's possible. Bit of a weirder fight so far. Okay, what do you got for me? This is ridiculous. That's a joke. It's just some kind of joke. Oh my god. Oh, interesting, interesting, interesting. So, here's a sort of hypothesis. So there, I started too close. I started the wrong side of the arena. That was bad. If I stay at a middle distance, and if I can call the attacks before they happen, and just know how to avoid whatever it is I'm hit with, I can go in and punish certain attacks. Just fuck off away from that pillar, please. Sad. Yes, the other comparison you could make is Artorias, say. I don't know if I rate it. Yeah, Artorias is you have to learn which attacks are punishable and which aren't for SL1 because he does so much damage. And that's very similar to this guy. I'll try not to get too tilted by that wall thing. It is certainly the biggest challenge now, I think, of this first phase. Him ending up there. Just because it's so hard to bring him out of it. But, you know, I am obviously aware that a big part of the boss fights in these games are learning the environment, learning to fight in the environment. I just think that he has a very punishing move if you try and kite him anywhere. He's got two really punishing moves, actually. Bit annoying that hitting me. I think I did say I would stop doing that. Okay, well I closed the gap there and got punished. Yeah, if you had a really consistent way of attacking him, the Shade, after the main guy attacks, this second phase I think would make more sense. But the trick is extremely elusive. So I went for a circle strafe there when it was actually the big combo. Got punished for it quite harshly. Yeah, I would say that this is the be probably the hardest experience I've had in a FromSoft game yet. Dark Souls 1 and 2. The first phase alone, I don't think is really rates as high as that. Let's see what he does here. Right. Well, I think that camera says it all. The trigger for the combo might actually be keeping a distance for too long from him. But yeah, with the second phase, at least so far, you know, the sort of first time blind experience, the second phase is the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with. Just because, you know, the first phase itself, wouldn't call it the hardest, but it's definitely up there. And it's, getting through it consistently is tough. There's a bit to do, you know, with the positioning that I think makes it hard. That was exactly the same thing. I think that was exactly the same thing that I got done by twice in a row, and then his combo, which I mistook for the overhead swing again. It's getting a bit tilted here, which isn't nice, but yeah, the fact that the first phase is complicated and has to be respected. It's not like the trick. No, it's not like getting through it is trivialized by knowing how to get through it. So it's still very hard, which means I'm not consistently getting to the second phase and seeing it. It'd be great if there were a trick like they did in Dark Souls 2 with Fume Knight, where, I mean, they could be, where you can send him straight to phase 2. So I'm not supposed to dodge there, but... Damn. That's comical. The saving grace is that the first phase is so dynamic that it is enjoyable. If you look at Fume Night, this is a similar, really similar problem with Fume Night actually. Getting to the second phase consistently the first time around is a chore. It is hard if you're learning the fight blind. And you run into the same problem where you have to master the first phase before you even have a hope of figuring out the second phase. And that's what this is, except I find this first phase more dynamic than first phase Fume Night, which is good and bad. I think it's harder, but I also think that it is more fun. Alright, so we will try and keep a middle distance. Wait for an attack. God, this is so fucking annoying. I don't like this. Okay. I thought that that magic missile was actually going to be the shard. I have seen that magic missile before. But I am thinking, here's something. So we do what we did there. We back away, we be patient with it, we dodge any of the missiles. When Shade makes an attack, dodge it, do our best to dodge the main attack, and then punish, and then get out of there. So 1R1, run away. Before any bullshit can happen. Because holy dooly, his combos are pretty hectic if you're trying to run away and there's two of them. That R1 was actually supposed to be a not an R1. Okay, it's almost getting through that first phase hit list again. Okay, so what do you got for me? I think potentially I can fight it out. Hard, but... yeah, so I sprinted. I sprinted to avoid both of those attacks, which is good. I think dodging is the wrong move. But I kept myself in the danger zone. I think if I get to the second phase, I will do that again. Oh, probably not after that big one. Wasn't supposed to do that. That was an error. I think that's a mistake too. I kind of got away. I've been getting away with it sporadically. I really don't think I should be punishing that. There's no need to. I think once I sort of figure out some kind of strategy for phase 2, I probably would look. I might actually just use the war cry consistently. I get plenty of time to do that, and I don't think there's a timer for the war cry. Shit. Good. Goddamn seats. Wow. His moveset does seem to change a little bit. I think. Lasted a bit longer that time. Did get a hit off, which I'm not unhappy about, but I do think that there is just something else there. If I had the health, you know, I could be super aggressive on the shade and just stagger him to death. But, I do not. There's a bit of a silly death there. It was just being a bit weird. That's right. It would be great to kill the Shade and just send him back to first phase. I just don't know if he... I suspect he'll keep his magic moveset, and he does have that extra attack as well. But they don't really seem that hard. The big magic sweeping thing is a bit brutal. Not a good fight, I don't think, but we got there. Ooh, almost got him. Almost got him. He does seem that I reckon there are attack windows. So that was four hits that I started with, which I said I wouldn't do. But if I still have a bit of stamina left, I think I can get out of there, sprint out of there, which is good. Probably won't roll, because you gas if you roll. I'll just walk a bit, sprint. And then as they're kind of pacing, when they separate, probably move in for an attack. And then it's going to be 3 attacks. Damn. Kind of appeared out of nowhere there. I'm sort of banking on him doing a swipe first. I thought it was safe to heal blind. That's right. Not going to kick myself for that. Because yeah, if we can stagger the Shade enough, he won't attack, and I don't think the other guy will attack either. It might not be good to try and kill him on the spot there, maybe 2 hits is enough, and then just back away. And then just a safe R1 on the next go. Just a bit of rhythm there. Damn. The lock-on kind of fucking me over there. Whew. Rough. Definitely lasting a bit longer, but it's just really not feeling like anything's making sense in the second phase. Which is a bit nasty. Okay, so that's going to be a good start to the second phase. You're not. We are probably approaching the 3-hour mark of fighting this guy. It's not the longest I've ever fought a boss. The longest would have been Blue Smelter on SL1. I think that was probably 6 or 7 hours on the first day. So it was a whole day, a whole Saturday. And then I had a bit of a break. Misread his combo there. And I came back and probably did another couple of hours on him. Okay. I'll take it, you know, another kind of average fight with him. Not liking this. Damn. Okay. Against my sort of better judgment, I'm kind of being goaded towards aggressiveness. I think he would have probably died in a couple of hits there. The game does not want me to be able to, well, at least it seems like it doesn't want me to be able to punish any of the attacks properly. In the times where we've come close, the shade sort of does a recall, which is a very frustrating move. I understand why it happens. Ah, yeah, not getting the Q for the combo. I just think the problem with being aggressive before any attacks are made kind of goes against the whole point of having the second phase. You know, you're sort of seeing, it's like finding a shortcut. Yeah. I just don't know if it's the right playthrough. Like, not everything that works in a regular playthrough is going to work in SL1. Ah, got me again. Not getting as good phase ones last few attempts. Damn. That's happened before where I'm sprinting towards him and he is winding up for attack just sort of as I start sprinting, and just not quick enough to get that roll off that I need. Stupid combo. Did catch it that time. That's nice. Got very lucky there with the stagger, kind of saving me. Whoops. Got me. Yeah, it was a bit of a scuff fight anyway. Did manage to catch that seconds combo pretty decently though. That was really risky. We caught his initial attack,